Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of Nintendo Tonight, the Nintendo Tonight podcast hosted by me, Thomas. I'm joined by Mac and PJ as always. And this is the one. This is the podcast that everyone's
We've
been
been
waiting
waiting.
for.
We have
Yeah,
been waiting such a long
I
time.
never thought it
It's
was
been
going to
forever.
come. I've become
it
such
feels
a
like
pessimist
Christmas.
over talking about this for the past 2.5 years.
You were miserable,
I
dude.
can't believe that this
you were
thing
miserable
is real.
this last month. Like indeed.
I
You were
I
going through it.
I feel so good to just see it, just to be able to
Yeah,
look at it with my own eyes, you know?
to actually be able to
Oh,
like put a real Switch 2 in the thumbnail and not have to
oh my
resort to like
god.
making a mock-up or something. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so nice. But in case you are living under a rock or just have not paid attention to Nintendo but decided to watch this Nintendo Tonight episode, the Switch 2, it got announced along with a brand new Mario Kart game. We got a full reveal trailer. We learned about a direct coming in April 2nd, to be precise. And there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about all of it. This is more so going to be kind of a chill, like our thoughts. We already uploaded analysis. What is the plural of
I think just
analysis?
analysis.
Yeah.
Analysis. We've uploaded multiple analysis on the SwitchStop main channel, and thank you guys for all the support on those. But I just want to okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go around in one word.
Okay.
Describe your thoughts on this Nintendo Switch 2 trailer. Mac, I'm putting you on the spot. One
Yeah,
word.
do it.
You go first.
Relieved.
That is a great word.
Yep.
Just like that. That's why Mac's the GOAT, man. He just comes out here and just hits the nail on the head.
To
Relieved.
be honest, it was nothing like out of the ordinary, but it was exactly what I wanted and maybe even more. Like I'm
Mhm.
relieved to see it finally. That's
Now
how
I
I
can't think
feel.
of a better word. Now
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be kind of cliche, but hyped. Like I'm just so hyped
Yeah.
about this now because we're so
Yeah.
back. We finally get new games. We're done with the sloppy, terrible ports and all of the stuff we've had to deal with as Nintendo fans, at least in the past year. Like last year's big games were Princess Peach Showtime and a couple other irrelevant ones. But yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped that we have new things. I'm hyped we have a new Mario Kart, and I'm hyped to see Seth Rogen Donkey Kong on the Nintendo Switch 2, apparently, which we'll talk about a
Oh
bit
yeah.
later, I'm sure.
Oh, we will get into that. I'm sure we have some interesting thoughts on that. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my word. I think my word just be cart? Like the Switch 2 looks
Mine
awesome.
was
I'm
gonna be
very
Wonder
excited
at
for
first,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
Mario Kart though, I mean, we are getting a new Mario Kart game. I just frankly cannot believe it. Yeah, anyone in the chat watching live, feel free to put a word that you would use to describe this in the live chat as well. And just letting you guys know, we will be doing a Q&A at the end of this podcast in probably about 45 minutes to an hour. So any big questions, we will be answering them then rather than just interrupting the flow of the podcast. But
Yep.
who knows? We've never done a live podcast before, so anyone, whether you're listening to this afterwards or watching it now, let us know if you enjoy this sort of thing. We can do it more. We can stream it on the Nintendo Tonight channel, SwitchStop channel. So, but yeah, I mean, this is just such a big deal that we wanted to tap into it. But anyway, I guess we can start watching this trailer on loop, not like we, haven't been doing that already
All day.
all
Yep.
day. Mac,
Yeah.
you've been watching this in 0.25 speed. Am I
Bro,
wrong?
I'm doing this video right now. Yeah, earlier today, I was literally watching it 0.25 speed, going frame by frame, looking for every single stupid thing, whether it be like the vents are placed in a different spot or the brightness sensor is now on the top instead of on the bottom of the screen. I know everything in and out of this console. Well, not in. I know everything out of this console as of now.
Yeah, two times speed is just ridiculous. But I mean, it needs to be done because there's a decent amount they showed off here. I guess we can just kind of go in order. I have a couple of notes here. First thing I want to talk about though is just the controllers, and mainly there's a lot to talk about within the controllers. But first, I want to touch on the size of these controllers because
Mhm.
this is like, we're actually going to be able to hold the Joy-Con and not kind of like, have that weird
Yep.
claw grip thing you got going on when you're trying to play in single Joy-Con. It looks like these are a lot bigger, and you can see the side like rails of the Joy-Con like extend out, which is going to be so nice. The SL and SR buttons on each individual Joy-Con look way easier to press. And not even getting into the potential mouse functionality that's being teased by this clip right now. I just want to get your guys' thoughts. Like, do you think this is? I mean, it's kind of hard to get an exact scale from like a trailer like this, but there are a couple shots that do show them like literally the Joy-Con get bigger as they
Yeah.
turn into the Switch 2 version. Do you guys think this will be like a big enough is this everything you wanted? Do you wish it was more? Do you wish it was less in terms of like the overall size of, I guess, the controllers and the console itself?
Bro, I was looking at my Switch after watching this trailer and
You
like
said it was
making
small.
the video. They literally like in real time I saw my own Joy-Cons just be smaller. Just after watching
Yep.
this trailer so much, like the Joy-Cons on the original Switch are just so small looking back in retrospect. Like
Yep.
on the Switch 1, which is crazy that we now have to call it the Switch 1. Like that's just so exciting
Yeah,
that
that is insane.
like that's
That
crazy.
is insane.
I love the big Joy-Con upgrade. I love that they're making the console bigger. I think that's perfect. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, dude, this is sick. This is sick. I know we made a lot of jokes about it before with the magnetic Joy-Cons and stuff like that, but that's actually really hype because I know some people say like the railing on like their original Switch have kind of like worn down or whatever, or just in general. Like I think the magnetic Joy-Con, that's just a great idea. And I just want to give you credit really quick, Mac, not to the extent of which you predicted this or said a what if in an earlier episode, but the fact of like the Switch or the Joy Cons like attaching to the Switch and then the logo popping up later, like it is kind of done like that. So props, dude. You predicted that. You predicted that. You know, to a
Yeah.
T almost. So
I'm
yeah, that was
almost
pretty
Nate the
sick.
Hate. I'm almost him.
Okay, can I
Bro, they
talk about
actually
this? Can
got
I
it
can I
right.
talk about this really quick? Can
Yeah,
I
let's
actually
hear it.
talk about this really quick? Because I made this tweet and I was like, "Who is Nate the Hate? Where is his credibility?" And now I have to walk it all back. And now it looks like we're gonna get that
Nate the
Kirby
Hate,
Planet
we trust you
Robobot.
on everything. You are
Dude,
the
I
goat
just
of
I just can't
leakers.
believe it. Like it just sounded like the most random guy on the planet, and yet he was correct. It's like
I'm
my
sorry
leak
I ever
prediction.
doubted you.
No, I know, right?
No, you're
My leak
not.
predictions have been horrible. Like I said the ESRB leak for Smash was wrong. It was right. I said the Grinch leak for Smash was right. Was wrong. Like my prediction's been horrible. But
Hey,
I guess Nate the Hate, it's your day, man. Enjoy. Like
at least we got it. I mean,
yeah,
at
right?
least we received, some sort of trailer. I am a little, I don't know what the right word is. Not necessarily confused, but it does kind of bother me a little bit that we are not getting the uh like the same style of trailer that we got with the normal Switch. The trailer is a little odd. It's like um there's no like actors. It looks like a
Yeah.
hardware overview trailer, but obviously it's not a hardware overview trailer because they just kind of show it. They don't really like overview, like talk
Yeah, we
about
don't
it
know
like they
the
did with the
specs yet.
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing like that, or like, really any details
Yeah.
about anything other than just what you can see. So I wonder if that means they're just not going to have like a actual like announcement trailer in the same way that the Switch got one, where it was like, they was playing Breath of the Wild and his dog was there, and then they go to the airport and all that. Like, I really enjoyed that trailer, so I would hope that they're eventually able to do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest disappointment of the trailer because part of like having the actors, it just makes it like a little more grand and exciting. But this seems more like the trailer, like you said, the overview trailer we got during the January presentation, where they showed like all the different features of the Switch. And I'm fine with getting this, but having the actors there would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people have kind of like referenced that. Like, I hope that Nintendo does this exact same trailer almost to a T, like having all the random actors and stuff like that. It's kind of added to the charm of it. But I love this trailer in general. Like little sound effects. It's so subtle, but it was like, this is peak.
Yeah,
We're so back.
that's a great point because the sound effects. I pointed this out in my analysis video, but when during the shot where the Joy-Con are kind of they get into like the Joy-Con wrist strap and kind of glide around, which I believe we all think is teasing that mouse functionality,
Totally.
which is not it's not even teasing it anymore because we see the optical sensor.
Yeah, they're
And
literally
then it goes
telling us.
down and starts
Yeah.
gliding on a table. But as if that wasn't enough, they add in like a really satisfying sound effect that I feel like you would see on some like TikTok like satisfying compilation or whatever, where
Well,
it sounds
Family
like
Guy
like
clips
someone
are up
skating.
top and then at
Yeah,
the
exactly.
bottom.
Someone's
Yeah,
poking slime and there's a hydraulic press going the whole nine
exactly.
yards. They added in this really nice like sound effect as the mouse Joy-Con is gliding along that table, and I'm like, oh, they I will talk bad about like the fact that there's no actors in this trailer. It's all like renders, whatever, because I do like that more like IRL style of trailer presentation. But man, they killed it when it comes to the sound effects and like the foley work in this trailer because it's so satisfying to watch. Even the little click
Mhm.
as it snips in. Oh man, I was loving it. I was very 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 excited to be watching this.
Totally. One thing I wanted to bring up, what do you or how do you guys feel about the fact we didn't get to see any of the UI? Because I know like a point of contention that a lot of people had about the Switch one, just in general, which I'm sure that we'll get into this later as well. But is that the UI was very simplistic. It didn't really have any charm, compared to like past consoles like the Wii U or even the Wii, the 3DS, stuff like that. So how do you guys feel about not seeing it initially here?
It doesn't surprise me. Obviously, I would have liked to see the UI, but it definitely doesn't surprise me. That's something we will 100% see in the April 2nd
Oh yeah.
direct.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, again, doesn't surprise me. Would have enjoyed it, yeah, but it kind of is what it is. I just hope that it looks different from a UI perspective than the Switch One. Like, I understand the bones are going to be the
Totally.
same. I think they're even building it off the same OS, but as long as it, you got to be able to look at it and be able to tell, oh yeah, this is different. And same thing with the console. Like, you can look at the Switch 2 console and kind of tell it's different because it's got that accent colors under the
Yeah.
analog stick, and then even when the Joy-Con pops out like that, you can see the little red railing. So
Mm-hmm.
you can tell it's different when you look at it. I want the same sort of thing for the menu because the Switch menu is not ideal. Like, it's
No.
good for what it does, but basic white and basic black, like let's themes.
Needs
It's
to
the
be-
easiest, the
There's
low
a lot
hanging
of
fruit.
issues,
But
dude. There's a lot of issues. Yeah, it's
Yeah, there just
kinda
needs to be
wild.
novelty that like gets people excited to buy this. Because right now, obviously, all the Nintendo fans are excited to buy it, but like for the average Nintendo fan that like maybe not pick it up day one or something like that, you have to give them a reason to want to go pick it up, in my opinion. Um,
yeah,
right now, like the gimmicks we got, I think the main one is the mouse one, which I think is exciting. I'm excited to see what games they implement that with. But yeah, the magnets, it's very much a quality of life upgrade, which
Totally.
I'm happy with because there's a lot of things with the original Switch that I needed changed, and I think it kills a lot of those birds with many stones. But for the average Nintendo fan, like, how do they get them excited? I think that's with the games. I think
Totally.
they're
completely
going to get
agree.
them excited with the games.
Yeah,
That's why
and
it was so confusing at first. Sorry to cut you off, but
no,
it
you're
was
good.
so confusing at first. The rumors of like we're not going to see any games. It's like, well, why would that be? Like, that doesn't make sense. I know we saw the Mario Kart snippet, but again, like there's so much to look at, even if you're not like us who are analyzing like every single frame of a trailer. There's so much to look at. It's like, oh my god, like this is a bigger course. Oh my, wait, there's a lot more racers potentially. Wait, they look different. Wait, Donkey Kong looks like Seth Rogen. Wait, what's going on here? So it's a lot. It's good.
Yeah, we're gonna be tapping into Mario Kart soon enough. First things first, shout out Brian999 for the super chat. And then everyone's saying, themes would be, or Switch 3 is going to be massive. You know what else is massive? Let's talk about it. The USB-C port on the top
Thank
of the
God
Switch.
you
That's,
didn't go there.
that's what everyone's stoked about. Nothing else that I was, that would have been said there. Do you guys think
Thank
that's
God.
actually going to be anything? Or are we just kind of,
Yes.
I think it might just be a charging thing, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, gonna say something crazy. Potentially, dude, I'm not writing off another screen with like a DS Online thing. I know that's so crazy, but like, why not, right? Like, because we don't have the gamepad
Maybe.
for like a DS Online.
Here's
for
the
Wii or
thing: when
whatever.
you say that sounds like absurd. But then again, I was making fun of them putting magnets in the Joy-Con, so who knows? Who knows at this
Yeah, I
point?
don't
They could
know.
Never
honestly
know,
do
man.
anything. As of right now, I think it's a charging port, but also it
make
could be
sense.
both. It could be a charging port and something else. Like, that's not
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the realm
Well,
of
you'll
possibility.
definitely be able to charge from it.
Yeah.
But then I guess the question is it also an accessory sort of thing? They could
Yeah.
have some sort of camera attachment, which could work. That I think is slightly more likely, even though it, like, why add a camera? But it just seems more likely than a 2-screen attachment. But who knows at this point? It's just completely ridiculous. I I think that port on top is like, all right, it is what it is. We'll learn about it, but we didn't really get that much from this. I think we all agree that there is this like mouse functionality where you can move the mouse around.
Yeah.
Are we stoked for this or what? Like, the more and more I think about it, the more excited I am about this potential mouse functionality. Because like, there are so many games, not even just Nintendo games, but third-party games. Of course, like if somehow they added like the mouse functionality as controls in like Fortnite or other first-person shooters that they, or,
Splatoon.
just shooters at all, yeah, that they add. But like from a third-party perspective, games like Civ 6, like games where it's just like you want that mouse functionality, but like it was kind of, do you get it on PC or do you get it on Switch if the game is on Switch to have that portable factor? but you're stuck with the controller aspect of it. This kind of gets rid of that. I think this like turns the Switch into like it already was, the ultimate handheld, hybrid console, or at least the original. But now it seems like it's getting even better with this mouse stuff, which is so interesting to me.
Very excited for the mouse. I think they're going to have a lot of cool ways to implement it. My worry is like, where are people going to be playing on? Like, what surface are most people when they play on their Switch
Nintendo
are
mousepad. They're gonna release a Nintendo mousepad accessory. Just wait, dude.
But
$50,
most people
by the way.
play. Most people play on their
God damn.
Switch on the couch. Like that's the truth. Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna have to go on the floor to play with it, or what if they have carpet on the floor? Like these are the
I don't
places
know.
I go.
That's
But-
that's interesting to think about. I wonder what it is. Like,
yeah,
because that's a good point. Like, if you're playing it like somewhere where you don't have a surface, are you able to use it? Are you
Yeah.
able to use the mouse thing? Maybe just like on your leg. Like, I don't know how that would how that would work, dude.
And then it kind of begs the question of like how interesting is this really going to be? Because if you're only using your leg, like there's not really a lot of places to
Yeah,
go, man. Like,
yeah.
like
From
what
a
if
game
they-
perspective, like
yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, wait for them to throw in a Nintendo mousepad into the Switch 2 box, man. Just wait for it.
Oh, never in the
Wait
box.
for it.
That's an additional purchase, right?
no,
there.
you're actually
That's an
supposed to
addition-
keep the box. That's part of the box is part of it. You put it on
Oh,
your
I
lap.
see.
the
and
cardboard.
then you
It's the
play.
successor to Labo.
I
Is what
see.
that is.
Yep. It's
Okay,
built-in
I
Labo.
see what they're
Ah.
doing now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's such an interesting idea them to have a mouse functionality on the Switch. I would wonder if they're gonna do like if they're gonna actually support it, or if it's just gonna be kind of like that IR camera that was in like 11 games.
Exactly what I was gonna
on
say
the
next.
on the
Yep.
Joy-Con. Like, it could really go one of either way. So I don't want to get like super excited for it, but I am kind of excited for it. It does, it would be pretty neat to get that. So we will see. I mean, only time will tell what they're actually going to do in terms of supporting that. But like off the bat, I can think of so many games that I would love to play with a mouse on my Switch. So
Number
Unfortunately,
one,
I
Mario
don't think it's
Maker.
going to be another IR
Yeah.
camera moment, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mario Maker and Mario Party, I think, stand out to me. I think we talked about that just like in a call.
Oh yeah.
But
Mario Party.
um,
I can
Mario
see
Party
so
and
many
Mario
different
Maker.
mini games they use for that.
totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what else to talk about for the like Switch itself.
I've got a question.
All right, let's hear it.
With the accents on the Joy-Con controllers and the inside railing of the actual Switch,
Mhm.
the inside of the actual Switch, the blue is on the left, the red is on the right, whether or not you get a blue or red Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to be red on the inside, always going to be blue on the inside.
Same with the Joy-Con grips, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's why I think every single Switch will have those color.
You think?
Every single Joy-Con, even the special editions they release later, will have that color accent. That's my theory,
Mm,
because I think
yeah.
they'll like. I think that's gonna be what like makes the Switch 2 like recognizable, is having those little circles around the analog stick. I think they'll probably do like they'll launch with like this color and then a white white Joy-Con that have the accents, because those don't really clash. I don't know what they then do when like if they do Splatoon special Joy-Con, like how do they then keep the blue and red circle? Do they not? It just seems like they would definitely have to keep it, because unless you can only buy new like different colored Joy-Con with a special edition console that also has the console thing changed. But that just because I don't know, it would just be weird if like the Switch, the accent colors on like special edition Joy-Con were like green and yellow, but you still have to attach them to the blue and red side, because again, in the console itself they have the blue and red accent colors like inside the little magnet sockets. So it's interesting. Scotty says he's not big on the accented color. Scotty we know. So I kind of like him. You're not a big fan, PJ?
I'm not a big fan because here's why. Now, I feel like a lot of multiple Joy-Con buyers are kind of drift victims. Like, people are like rebuying Joy-Cons because they're just not working. Obviously, you buy extra sets for, other people you play with. But like it just kind of limits it to an extent. Like they make so much money off of the different Joy-Cons, and they have so many different game themed Joy-Cons. I feel like you just had a WTF moment, Mac. What happened?
The DVD logo hit the corner.
on your
That's
TV
so
in the back.
goated. That's
there
so
you
goated.
go.
That's
there
so
you
goated.
go. W's in the chat for the DVD logo.
No, but I
can actually
wonder,
say that.
like,
It makes sense because we're live.
Sure. No, I wonder like how that even works now. Like honestly, because I love the custom Joy or like the different Joy-Cons they made, all the different colors, stuff like that. And now we're kind of like locked to these red accents. Like I don't know. I guess maybe on like the inside or whatever, you could still have them blue and red, but again, that like kind of limits them. Like I don't know how I feel about that. The fact that like if it was the inside of them, if it was like gray or if it was like maybe like a little blue minus and a little like red plus, just so you
Mhm.
could differentiate where to put them rather than having that entire area that solid color. I feel like that'd be good, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. Like visually, it looks nice for the black Switch now, but I don't know how I feel about them when we get new Joy Cons past these.
Yeah, personally, I don't think the accents are gonna be there the blue and red colors will be there for every single Joy-Con. I think
Oh,
when we get a Splatoon one, it'll be like maybe black and then like whatever the colors are for Splatoon 4, like green and pink.
right.
Like I don't think the inside of the actual console will dictate what the colors of the accents will be on
I
all future
agree.
Joy-Cons.
I
I
agree.
think that's just a little bit of like these are the base colors. They're going to be inside the Switch when you're actually playing the console. You're not going to be visible. So that's what I personally
Interesting.
think. But it is an interesting thing to bring up because with the original console, you just switch out the Joy-Con colors and it's a different console. Like it just looks different visually. But now with this one, it's always going to be blue on one side, red on the other.
Mm.
Yeah.
And like
No.
special editions, like the Splatoon one, maybe on the inside it'll be green and pink. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. It's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see what they do in terms of other Joy-Con. I do believe though, excuse me, for launch, it'll be this exact design we're looking at and that they showed off in the trailer, and then a white version. I think
Yeah.
those are gonna be the two launch SKUs. Um, I'm not entirely sure anything else about them. I don't know if one's gonna have like more storage than the other. I hope not, because that kind of like imposes you. Like if you like one color
Ugh.
but want,
Don't
certain
even
amount of
put that
storage.
out into the world. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean they did that with the Wii
No.
U.
Yeah,
The
I
Wii U
know.
like deluxe was the black one, and if you wanted the white one and wanted like more storage, it was kind of like womp womp. But yeah,
We are
interesting.
not going back. We're not going back.
No, no, no. We actually aren't going back though, because this is like an underrated part of the trailer, but it is just called the Switch 2. For a while it was the successor to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Everybody knew. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, everyone knew. It's not like an actual announcement, but the fact that it's called Switch 2, I'm quite happy about that, because it just, first of all, we don't have to change the name of the channel. But
yeah.
second of all, it's just such like a weird, like it seems so no-brainer to call it Switch 2, but it's one of those things where if you've been following Nintendo for long enough, I could have seen Super Switch. I could have
Yeah.
finished that trailer. Super
Same.
Switch comes up, and I'm like, all right, yeah, here we go.
This
Like
is
I could have
the-
seen a bunch of them.
This is the first direct sequel to another console. Like there's always been DS to 3DS, Wii to Wii U, but like the first direct sequel with a 2. Like they've
Yeah.
never put 2 in the title of a well, you got the 2DS, but like that doesn't really count.
You made this. Can I say this really quick? I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to put you on blast. You said this earlier. You were like, this is the first Nintendo console to have a number. Kagan's like, well, actually, the Nintendo 64. And then Zach was like, well, the 3DS. And you were like, okay, wait. So,
No, but I get the point he's making.
yeah, no, I agree. I'm with him.
Mac's
I'm with
point
him.
still stands. It is the first like direct labeled number 2 sequel to a Nintendo console, which is crazy to me. However
That it
many
took
years,
this
40
long?
plus years. Yeah, I mean, sure. All right, like what, 2025 is 40 years since the NES. Just ridiculous. But hey, good for them. They finally figured out how to put a 2 on something instead of a U or a Super or new. Remember the new 3DS? If it was new Nintendo Switch, I think I'm deleting the channel. I think so.
It's new
I think so.
SwitchStop. New SwitchStop.
No. I will never stoop that low. We're not
SwitchStop
doing
U.
no, none of this.
Super
That sounds like
SwitchStop.
sounds like
Ooh,
a
I like
scam
Super
online
SwitchStop.
university. SwitchStop
Super
U.
SwitchStop. That could be a second channel right there.
Maybe.
What about Wii U stop. That'd be a banger channel.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I'm so interested. It's so interesting because we really didn't get a ton in this trailer, but everything we got is like one door closes and 6 more open. Like I have so many more questions now than I did even yesterday, despite the fact that it's not a ton of new stuff. I am curious though, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah.
That button supposedly the C button on the right Joy-Con. It's the one underneath the home button. I say supposedly the C button because right
Yeah, 'cause
now
it's
it's the
not
nothing
labeled.
button. There's nothing
Yeah.
there. There's just
Yeah.
They
nothing
blocked
there.
it on
And
purpose. They
I
blocked
think
it on purpose.
can we all agree that that was just for the trailer?
Yeah.
Or do you guys
Yeah.
think that's okay?
Do you really
'Cause
think they're gonna
Yeah, I
have
think
a
so.
button that doesn't have anything on it? It's just gonna be a blank
No.
button. It's like one
No.
of those
No.
car buttons where it's like you didn't buy the upgrade, so the button's there, but you can't actually press it.
Yeah.
You know those? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where I'm
Jeez.
curious because like Switch, if it's a C, is that for like social with a C? I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do genuinely think it's probably a social button. The only other thing I can think of with a C is like a connect button, maybe with the USB-C. See what I did there? See myself out. Bro, I'm on a heater right now. I
So
apologize,
dumb.
everyone. I apologize. But
Jesus.
I think the like maybe a USB-C like that's what happens. You plug something in on top and then press the C button, and that's how it like communicates. Although that
Yeah.
seems kind of superfluous. My heart just says it's a party chat button. If I'm being
It's
honest,
a TV remote button. They're going back to the Wii U days.
We are going back.
that was crazy that the gamepad had a TV remote button.
I used
Like,
it
all
all
right.
the
Always
time. I
confusing.
thought it was pretty sick.
No, I did too. It
Really?
was awesome.
Yeah.
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 I
Really,
used
you
it a
guys
decent
did?
amount.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I have my gamepad next to me charging, but I don't have, the controller's like a little bit further, press one button, the console doesn't,
Back in the day, all the consoles wanted to be like the main like hub for
Home
everything in your
ecosystem.
home. Yeah.
And then Nintendo, switched it up, and now we got what the PS5
Switch it up like
Portal,
Nintendo.
Oh, speak to him, Mac. I think okay, so we can kind of all agree C button is gonna be something, probably a social button, but we don't really know.
I think it's literally just gonna stand for chat, right? Like sure.
Chat or
Oh,
connect,
yeah,
in my
you're probably
opinion,
right.
that's what I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's what I've
Chat.
heard
I don't know
a
how I
lot,
didn't
yeah.
think of that.
Chat.
Yeah. All right, chat. Speaking of which, chat. You guys think here? I'll ask Mac and PJ. Do you think we should open up for some questions about the Switch 2 stuff, then go into Mario Kart, like talk about the Mario Kart stuff, or should we save all the questions till the end? I'd be down to get some questions going real quick.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get them.
Let's do
Let's
it.
get them.
All
in there.
right.
Let's do it.
Everyone, if
feel
you
like
got
we should
any
scroll up.
Question time.
questions, yeah, I'll start scrolling up and reading stuff off. But
'Cause we
if
got
y'all got
some- got some good ones.
any questions about the old
Not about Mario Kart. We're gonna talk about Mario Kart
yeah.
in a second.
PJ, you said you had some questions, or you want me to start reading some off?
Oh no. I was just saying there's like some
all right.
ones up there
Um,
that people were talking about before.
Not a question, but Rizky Gumbler says, I'm not even good. I don't want to read names. I don't want to get like Drew P. Whatever. I don't want to get got. But he says Switch 2 might flop harder than the Wii U. I don't think so. He also follows that up by saying, especially with these specs, and we don't really see the specs, so that's kind of
I think we're going off rumors and like leaks online on Twitter and stuff.
The
I don't
leaks
know.
that
I think
were
it'll be
right.
fine. You think there will be problems at launch day, says a guy who likes chips. Knowing similar problems in the past, it's a possibility. I would assume he means like problems
No
within
games?
getting, no games, but I think in terms of getting the console out, like pre-orders and all that. I'm curious. Do you guys think there will be issues? I think it'll probably be pretty smooth. I feel like most of the chip shortages are somewhat over, but
yeah. I think they'll stock it heavily, like after what the Switch was. I think.
100%.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be hard to find one.
I think I also saw Bloomberg say something along the lines of they're forecasting 20 million Switch 2s to be sold within the first year, which obviously dwarfs like expectations for the original Switch because no one knew what to expect after the Wii U. So I think people kind of know what to expect, and I think it'll be somewhat even. I would say probably.
Yeah.
I can scroll.
Should be fine.
Scroll. Find another one.
Shout out Chris Tendo, man. Just saw him type in the chat. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. We're gonna answer Mario Kart related questions after we talk about Mario Kart. So this is unrelated, but someone asked, "Have y'all watched Tenet, the Christopher Nolan film?" I have. It was confusing.
I haven't.
But it was pretty good.
It was so confusing, dude.
Do you think that there would be a Switch 3? I have no idea, Jaden. Surely at some
we actually
point,
have a video
but-
already up about the Switch.
Yeah,
3.
I actually have a video covering all the leaks and rumors of the Switch 3 that I made last April Fool's.
Now
so.
that would be funny to post tomorrow.
That would be funny. That would be really funny. Or just repost it this April Fool's the day before the April 2nd second thing.
That'd be good.
That was
How
intentional, by the way.
expensive-
They had it
Oh,
on
yeah.
the second,
They had it the
just
day
so
after
nobody
April
would get
Fools.
confused. Yeah.
Other games that would be revealed in the April Direct. Oh, I don't know. We could talk about that for a while.
Mhm.
Surely 3D Mario.
Yeah, I would say
I
3D
hope
Mario would probably
so.
be a big one. I think there will be a couple like not ports, but they'll talk about what they're doing with these sort of updated games where they're like rumors are they're bringing over Breath of the Wild and it'll be 4K or whatever. I think they'll definitely talk about that 3D Mario. I think there will be some sort of launch, like smaller launch game along the lines of 1-2 Switch. I saw someone asking earlier if they think there will be 1-2-3 Switch or something like that. Probably not. No, I think they'll ditch that branding. But I think
call.
probably they will do something
Some
along
kind of
those
tech
lines.
demo game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it'll probably use the mouse a heavy amount. So
Yeah.
I wonder what
Oh,
that
yeah,
will be. I don't know if Nintendo's going to come out with like a, Osu style, whatever, or if they're going to give Metroid Prime 4 mouse support and that's the launch title. Who knows? Honestly, we have
That
no
would be
idea.
so sick. Yeah.
Chris Tendo asks a question for Mac, saying, "After dissing Nate yesterday, how do you feel today after he was right?" Mac, I'm putting you on blast. What are your thoughts?
I'd like to give a formal apology to Nate the Hate. I was not familiar with your game. I definitely expect Kirby Robobot
Planet
HD to be
Robobot, yeah.
releasing because you said that would be releasing. So, at this point, you got the date right for the Switch 2. I'm assuming you know something about Kirby Robobot. Yeah, good job, Nate the Hate. I was putting you on blast on Twitter. I did not believe in you, but congrats. Good job spoiling the release date.
Are
Are we leaving Pyro in 2024, chat? Someone let us know.
No, actually, Pyoro said y'all don't believe Nate. He was the one that got everybody believing
I think we just
Nate.
leave all leaks behind. We have official confirmation now. We're done with the.
I don't want to talk about leaks no
like
more.
I don't want the
okay.
games to get leaked because then it's like not as fun when they get revealed.
Yeah,
and now that we know the
exactly.
console, I'm like, I don't really
Like,
have
in
any
that direct.
desire
I
to-
want to be so surprised when I see a 3D Mario.
Yeah, I really hope there's no leaks. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Couple of questions to go through. How much do you think it will cost? Says Yoda Master 1. That's a great question. I'm thinking 400, maybe 450. Probably 400 though.
So I saw something about Best Buy on Twitter, and apparently they have a
$349, right?
yeah, they had a Switch 2 something up on their website, and people found that it said $349. That would be wonderful. I don't expect that. I'm assuming 400 just with like how prices are nowadays, but I'd be down.
I'm fully
349 would be incredible, but I doubt it.
That would be nice. Scotty asks a question about potential tariffs increasing the price. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have the facilities to answer that in any meaningful way, so I'm gonna kind of skip over it. But I did see your question, Scotty. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it off stream, but I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to do it on stream. I will say though that Numist99 says, "Do you think you will be able to use Switch 1 Joy-Con and Pro Controller with Bluetooth?" I definitely think so. I would be very disappointed if that wasn't the case, but I feel like they announced that charging dock, like an official version. I've had a, external version for a while, but they announced that charging dock so you can charge your Switch 1 Joy-Con even if you don't have a Switch 1, which I think is mainly because they know a lot of people are going to sell their Switch 1s to get Switch 2, and maybe they have other stuff. But yeah, I think they'll probably be able to do it, but I'm not entirely sure. If y'all have any heavy feelings on that, let them be known.
In my opinion, I think the Joy-Cons are so similar to the Switch 2's Joy-Cons that it would be so stupid not to have them be compatible. Like they're not identical, but they're very similar. Like most games, unless the C button is like some big new innovation, like I think most games will be able to utilize them.
Yeah, I feel like
that's.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I feel like that's kind of definitely a big topic. Like I would be definitely a little upset considering how much money I've spent on Switch controllers could actually, maybe be the price of my Switch, like the original Switch which I paid for. So I don't know. I would be kind of disappointed. I mean, obviously, I think there's not going to be like mouse specific games, but mouse kind of games that you can use the new Joy-Cons with. So like I don't know. Like hopefully we're able to use the old stuff, but we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. All right, last question. We are going to answer this one from Well, Evan Zimmerman, that's a pretty easy question. Will the Switch 2 upscale old Switch games? I would assume so, yes. I would really hope so. Probably, maybe with DLSS, but even if not, even if they don't implement DLSS back into the older games, they will definitely just be able to run better because they'll have they'll have more headroom processing power to work with. And then last question, Pro Man asks, will you guys go to the tryout events for Switch 2? I'll try. Yeah, I would like to.
I'm gonna definitely be signing up
New York
for them. Yeah.
I would like to try. But now let's take a gander at this whole Mario Kart thing. So first things first, we're going to be talking about Mario Kart for probably about 20-30 minutes, just giving our thoughts on it, and then we're going to answer a bunch of questions. But during this, sorry, Ace Mace, I will go back and answer your question later, don't you worry. I'm going to start a poll right now.
Oh.
And I want everyone to answer what they think will be the case. What will Mario Kart for the Switch 2 be called? Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 10, or Mario Kart blank? Comment in if you think it's a noun, like Mario Kart Crossroads or something. I'm curious, so let us know. But anyway, while that is going on, let's talk about a brand new Mario Kart. It's been over a decade since we got anything resembling a new home console Mario Kart. I guess 8 Deluxe kind of resembles a new home console Mario Kart, but it's not. It's a port, even though it got so much extra content on it. This is definitely a brand new Mario Kart, and we can tell that from many different reasons. The most apparent being 24 racers. 24 of these, go-kart looking guys racing around on one track. These tracks are going to have to be a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more chaos happening on them as a result. I'm very curious as to what this is going to do for retro tracks, because I don't know how you bring back a retro track that was designed for 8 or 12 racers and then put 24 people on that. Do you just scale the whole thing up? Do you have to fully reimagine different paths and branching alternate shortcuts to kind of separate people? I'm not sure, but I'm very curious to see and hear your guys' thoughts on this, because we're getting Mario Kart Switch 2 footage. This is the best. It blows my mind.
This was the best part of the trailer.
By far.
I love that we're getting the Switch 2. It's wonderful. We're getting visual. Our eyes are on the next Mario Kart game right here. It looks so good. 24 racers that's probably the most insane thing about this. That changes courses dramatically. That is doubling the amount. This is going to be the most frantic Mario Kart, I think, ever, just based on the amount of players.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, by far.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing I was most excited about was something I didn't even notice initially, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, but the possible Wonder Flower, Wonder Seed looking thing on this track. Dude, that is insane if that's the gimmick. What do you guys think about that? Because that's so crazy.
Oh, I think
even
it's
beyond the 24 racer
so
thing.
sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a video about it a while back, and ever since, the idea has never really left my mind. Being able to change tracks dynamically, not just the tracks changing dynamically. We got a taste of that in the Booster Course Pass with some of the city courses where you would be going back, backwards or whatever. But also there's Grumble Volcano or Animal Crossing where seasons change. But having the course change based on player input, someone grabbing the Wonder Seed or Wonder Flower or not, it blows my mind. If that's the case, we don't know. But if that is the case and tracks can completely alter when someone grabs this Wonder Effect, Wonder Flower, Wonder Seed type thing, this could be I don't want to hype it up too much, but it could be one of the coolest, best local multiplayer games ever. It's just such a cool idea, and I can't wait to see how they execute it.
Yeah. I'm not fully sold on it being the Wonder Flower. I'm going to be completely honest. I've taken a few zoomed in looks at it. It looks like it has a smiley face to it. So, I'm not sure if that is actually a Wonder Seed, but it's definitely some sort of gimmick that changes the way you race. So I think that's cool in and of itself. But yeah, there's just so many possibilities for Mario Kart 9 or whatever it's called. But I'm going to call it Mario Kart 9.
Mario Kart 9 is winning the poll. Mario Kart 10 is the least. It's 13%. 13% is losing the poll, and we've gotten a bunch of comments of people saying Mario Kart X, which is kind of like Mario Kart 10, Roman numeral thing. Someone said Mario Kart U. Oh, that was Scotty. Okay, so he's trolling. Cookie Mage 27 says it's going to be called Mario Kart Cookie Mage 27. So I don't know if that's entirely true, but I like the I like the confidence there from Cookie Mage. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I just think it's such an interesting. Everything about it is so interesting. Another thing I do want to get your guys' thoughts on, because I know some of us actually like slightly disagree on this. Thoughts on the graphical style. We'll delve into Donkey Kong in particular in a minute, but thoughts on the graphical style and specifically the very cartoonish and uh almost like Mario Wonder esque. That's the best way I can
Yeah.
describe it. Graphical
Yeah.
style with with everything. I'm curious on your guys' thoughts.
I do like the cartoon look of the racers. I just want to preface what I'm about to say because like I don't want it to come off as being like, "Ooh, I hate what I'm seeing" or blah blah blah. This is just my observations. I'm totally excited we're getting Mario Kart footage right here. The graphics do not look as good as Mario Kart 8's base courses. They look like Booster Course Pass graphics, which, again, I'm fine. I like Mario Kart. It'll be fun nonetheless. But it doesn't look like what Dolphin Shoals looks like, or Bone Dry Ruins, which is probably the better example here. Like, Bone Dry Ruins, in my opinion, looks better. But
yeah, hold on, check. Can you just pause it on that Donkey Kong? Can you just go back?
That's literally why I laughed. Like,
yeah, I just
so goofy.
Oh
man.
my goodness, it's so funny to see this Donkey Kong. Okay, let's just talk about it. The elephant, or I guess the Donkey Kong in the room. They are doing this whole redesign of Donkey Kong and making him look kind of like the Illuminations one. Especially you can see it. The two main things are the eyes are way closer together, and also his arms are just massive. I don't know what he's been doing. He's been hitting the gym or something, but he looks big. And I just don't like. All right, man. Sure, I think it's interesting. What really gets me curious. So I've seen, some people in the comments have been saying that it is it's not
Based on
just
the arcade
based on
design, yeah.
Illumination. Yeah, it's based on the classical arcade design, which I believe it. Sure, on like the art
Fair.
on the side of the arcade, I believe it. It looks like the Mario movie, which is what we like have kind of most recently seen, and what this exact renders from that you can see on the screen right now if you're a visual viewer. But it is a little creepy. I do kind of agree with Dude Ninja 29, but it's even within like the 12 hours since this trailer, it has completely grown on me. I think it is hilarious. I think it's funny. I think it's a good way of kind of separating the old from the new, getting that new like Donkey Kong style. One of my questions for you guys after we talk about this is this what Donkey Kong is going to look like period? Like I think we're kind of over
so.
like not only is this the new Mario Kart, but like this is the new Mario Kart probably launch game on their new console. If they're going to launch like a character redesign, it would be after you do Donkey Kong Returns HD. Oh, wait, that just came out today. And you would probably launch it within a new Mario Kart that's going to get the most eyes on it more than any Donkey Kong Country or 3D platformer game. So I would not be surprised if this is the Donkey Kong of the future, which is kind of funny to think about, but
I would have to agree. And I'd also say this kind of reminds me of like with Smash Ultimate when we got the new like
Exactly what I was
Breath
gonna
of the
say.
Wild Link.
Yep.
I wonder if this teases a new Donkey Kong game, in particular a 3D Donkey Kong game with this as the render.
Oh, we're so back.
That would be insane. I would love it.
Like in my head, that's where it goes because like, what other reason is there to change what Donkey Kong looks like in a spinoff, except in his new games he looks different?
I was thinking about this too. I would love it. I would love a 3D Donkey Kong getting shown off, or maybe even just seeing like maybe if Donkey Kong is involved in the next 3D Mario and he looks like this. I do think this is probably the design of Donkey Kong going forward though, because I understand this game's graphical style is more cartoony. It's got that like stretch and squish kind of animation like principle to it. But if you're going to redesign a character pretty drastically, like they did with Donkey Kong for this Mario Kart game, which is a game that will probably be top 3 best-selling games on the Switch 2, there's a decent chance, like 90% chance it's the best-selling game when, all is said and done and this console's came out and gone through its lifespan. So I am like, I think this is Donkey Kong. I think this is the new look for Donkey Kong, which hasn't fully set in yet, to be honest, but is pretty interesting. And if it means we get more Donkey Kong games, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Because Donkey Kong has. Oh, you go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say really quickly. Donkey Kong has always been like the cool guy character, and now he's kind of like the goofy guy, it appears.
Mhm.
Like they're kind of changing his personality. Also, really, really quickly, they've got to have some canonical reason why he looks different because,
He
no,
got into
I'm
a
just
really bad crash. Really
that's
bad,
that's
really
not what
bad
I'm
Mario
saying.
Kart crash.
What I was saying is maybe this is this is the Donkey Kong Jr. of the Donkey Kong we've had before. Because
That would
originally
be
it was
so
it was
crazy.
Donkey Kong, and then he became Cranky Kong, and then we had the country Donkey Kong, and we have this Donkey Kong who could be the son of that Donkey Kong. There needs to be some canonical reason
Dude.
why the Donkey Kong looks different.
Imagine
Diddy Kong
we
grown
hear
up.
some lore. Imagine we get some lore about that in the Donkey
would
Kong
be
game.
awesome.
That'd be sick, dude.
That
I
would be
think
funny.
I think this design, it's kind of hand in hand with kind of the new character persona that they've created for Donkey Kong through the Mario movie. And then just on top of also kind of like what you were saying earlier, Mac, about Smash, is when new Smash games comes around, like they put like the most recent costume or look of the character in that game. And I think new console, new era, like we will see characters look differently now. Like we see Mario look different in like every single kind of console. So this is like not super unexpected, but it was a little revolting to see. I was like, oh my god, is Seth Rogen gonna be in the game? Like this is insane. But like I think for to to kind of address the point of the people that don't like it, I feel that I don't think people should be really, really upset at first just because one, the game could be early in development or whatever. Like this could look different at the end of the day. And then also there's the idea of alt costumes. I know that this has kind of been brought up by a couple of us that have made like Mario Kart videos, but like people have wanted all costumes for a long time. So like, why not? Past like the different Yoshi colors and stuff like that. Maybe we could get a different looking Donkey Kong that would look like
Yeah.
the 8 Deluxe one you could choose
Yeah,
from.
like a
So-
classic Donkey Kong.
Exactly.
Classic Donkey
Yeah,
Kong,
yeah.
and then you could get like Mario Donkey Kong, or no,
even
Mario
like the
movie Donkey Kong. Mario
yeah, like
Donkey
the
Kong would be
pixelated,
weird. That's
the
not what I meant. I
pixelated
meant movie
Donkey Kong and stuff from Tour. So,
Yeah, true,
there you have
true,
it.
true, true,
True.
So interesting.
So much here.
I don't. Yeah, there's just a lot to talk about with this. Donkey Kong in particular is so interesting, but I guess we can kind of move on back to like the fact that we got a new Mario Kart game.
Mario Kart 10? Do we think it's Mario Kart 10 or do we think it's a subtitle? Because Mac, I know you really hate this. I know you really hate it, but I really doubt it's going to be called Mario Kart 9. And here's
Oh, I don't
why.
think it's going to be called Mario Kart 9. I hope
Oh.
it's not called Mario Kart 10. I think it's going to have a subtitle, in
Oh.
my opinion. I think it's going to
Okay.
be Mario Kart something, in my
There you
opinion.
go. No, yeah, I thought you thought it was going to be called Mario Kart 9 because like you're a tour hater and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. If it's called Mario Kart 10, I'm going to be pissed. Sorry, but I just will
he
be.
hates Mario Kart
I hate
Tour.
Mario
For those
Kart
of you
Tour
who
is
aren't used to
terrible.
the Nintendo Tonight podcast, there's a lot of outspoken thoughts on Mario Kart Tour and
It's just a bad game.
other games as
and
well.
And it's
That
just
whole-
not.
Yeah.
It's not Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
It's a
I mean,
spin-off, like the arcade games.
Well, then
But-
how is a spin-off track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Why isn't there arcade tracks in different Mario Kart games?
I don't know. Nintendo's weird.
That's weird.
They did shadow drop a brand new console reveal trailer, so we
Yeah,
have
true.
no
I
idea
don't know
what's going on in
Nintendo.
their
That's
mind.
true.
I don't know.
That's true, man.
I wonder if it is a subtitle. Let's just rapid
I would
fire.
love that. First of all,
Let's say it is subtitled. Let's all just give our thoughts, and then if we're right, we can come back to this and be like, all right, well, it was Mario Kart Crossroads or something like that.
Mhm.
What about Mario Kart? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Crossroads, but this trailer makes me think Crossroads.
Ooh,
Like the
Mario
track we
Kart
saw.
Frenzy, and then you can get frenzies like from Mario Kart Tour, and then you can have like combos. That'd be cool and get high scores.
No, that's
Okay.
not why you play Mario Kart. That's not good.
He's such a hater. He's such a hater.
It's
just an idea. It's just an idea.
He's
No,
such a
I'm
hater.
shutting that
Just an
down.
idea.
Tour is no.
He's
I don't
such
want
a
that
hater.
in my main console Mario Kart. It is what it
Right.
is on the phone, but keep that out of here. I don't know. I might just say Crossroads. I don't think it is, but I can't think of anything better right now. And this, like the course we do see, it looks like there are like many different crossroads and alternate paths. So
People like Mario Kart X.
people
which-
do like that.
yeah,
I'm
I
saying Mario
was-
Kart Wonder. I'm saying Wonder.
Wonder.
I don't think it is,
Wonder.
but I don't.
that's- Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with.
I'm gonna say Mario Kart X and Soul Reed is gonna be Mario Kart, and then the X is gonna show up, and then it's gonna be like 2 tracks or whatever. It's gonna like cross together, and that's gonna be like the end of the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Pop
I
up,
see what you
pop
mean.
up with a little logo.
I see
Yeah,
what you mean.
2 roads
Um,
coming together.
I don't have anything good.
yeah, I don't got any names. Anyone in the chat got
Yeah, do we have any
Racers
names?
is a
I
good one. Someone
see.
said Wonder.
I
Mario
see
Kart
Mario Kart
Donkey Kong's
Ultimate.
accident.
Oh, I think
I
Mario
don't know
Kart
if they do
Ultimate is
Ultimate.
kind of off the table at this point. Also, Smash Bros. I would doubt
Yeah,
that.
I think
Yeah,
that would just be too confusing.
yeah, I agree.
But I don't
That's
know. I
also
wonder what the
why
subtitle will be.
Mario
I was
Kart
just gonna
Nuno Microscopic Silicon Volcano Coniosis.
Silicon Valley. Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's
Mario
an
Kart
that's an
Chaotic.
illness you get for breathing in volcanic ash.
Mm.
Mario Kart Chaotic, Mario Kart Ultimate, Mario Kart New Horizons.
Mm.
There's a hey, I wonder what
Okay.
they could do.
Mario
Seth, we've
Kart
already talked a
Fury
little bit about
Road.
that mechanic.
Mario Kart Wonder.
But
Who says
I
no?
think it's cool. Who
See,
says
like,
no to Mario Kart Wonder? Maybe
see, like,
Nintendo.
if like, yeah, if the
It's
Wonder
too similar.
Seed thing is true, which like I personally think it is, because like when I zoomed in on the trailer, I felt like there was eyes there of like the Wonder Seed. Again, I could be just smoking something, but I don't know. I don't know. Mario Kart
Yeah.
Wonder is interesting, but again, they've already used that, so I don't know if they lean into that. Even though, if we take a close look at the trailer, they sure are kind of hinting at maybe Mario Wonder is kind of here to stay, and that whole kind of style might be here to stay rather than a one-off. So I don't know.
Mario Kart Plus.
What's the name for like a long race? Not like a marathon, but because I think
Grand Prix?
these courses are going to be long, longer. Maybe Mario Kart Grand Prix. Mario Kart.
That'd be kind of
Track.
boring in my opinion.
Mario
Yeah, I don't know.
Kart
I'm just trying to think of
Odyssey.
something they would
Mario
do.
Kart Odyssey.
Oh, and Kathy's there too.
Wait, Mario Kart Journey. That would go hard.
That would be hilarious. If Mario Kart Journey was the name all along, I would die laughing. Shout out
He was
Nintendo
so close.
Land.
He was so close.
He was right there.
Somebody's
right
right
there.
there. Somebody's got
Mario
to pay
Kart
that
Road
boy
Trip.
Nintendo Land for that right there.
Yeah, he
Mario
gets
Kart
royalties on
Journey.
that.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at it right now, man. It's like, all right, well, it looks like it's a new Mario Kart. Clearly, I just seeing one trailer for it. Like we see this massive, massive track that seems to have not only a
looks
detour where you
really
can go to
big,
like
dude.
it's huge. There's so many potentials for like split paths and different areas. It looks like there's like even like open areas off in the distance, although that's probably not like actually where you race. But I just like I'm completely shocked at how much they're leaning into the 3 like not 3 but the 24 racer aesthetic, because they're gonna have to make tracks a lot bigger. So
yeah.
again, I don't know, like, do we think we get retros in this? And if so, do you think they're like completely redesigned, or they can only be raced with 12 players? Like, is this
I
a
think
side mode, or...
we definitely do. You don't?
I think it's totally possible
debate,
we
discuss.
don't.
Ooh, we've been getting retros since DS.
I know.
Like,
I know.
I think if anything, they just. I understand where you're coming from, because we just got the booster course pass and we've got like 96 tracks in that game. Like
they were giving us the entire meal before, so they could just take it away from us.
It would make sense. I think it just it makes things easy for them if they,
because
add
fundamentally
retros.
though, they would have to make everything so much bigger. Like, think about that. Like
They're gonna get big for us.
Exactly. Mario's
so.
getting big for us.
No,
in 2025.
Donkey Kong got big for us. I wonder if retros would actually be more difficult to make now, because not only are you like remaking a whole track in this game's like visual style, but also you have to rework the gameplay of the track. You have to rework
proposal.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
I also have one, so go ahead.
24 racers on Baby Park.
Oh, somebody said
Someone
that earlier.
said that in the
I was
chat.
gonna say
Someone
that.
said
I was
that in
gonna
the
tell you
chat.
that. Yeah. Dude,
I'm just
that would
saying,
be hype. That would be
It would
hype.
be amazing.
That would be utterly
that'd be my
ridiculous.
favorite track of all time.
I would never play it. I would never play it. I am not a fan of Baby Park over here, but that's just me. That's a me thing.
My thing was gonna be this: what if they lean into the word retro even more, and what if in the retro tracks it's only a limited amount of racers, And I know that would be kind of weird for online, but thoughts on that concept, just to not kind of throw that off
Ooh,
too
somebody
much.
brings up a good point. Static says they want Wario Coliseum from Double Dash back. That's
That
like one of my
would-
number 1 tracks I want to see back.
That would work as a bigger track
because it's
I mean,
one of
that
those
track is
long tracks.
yeah. There's only 2 laps on that track, I think.
Yeah, and I
Um,
could see them. I could see them like remixing old tracks where it's like the same kind of like design, but there's like a bunch of changes to the actual layout of the track.
Oh,
I
so
could see
just
with that
like
one
just like how
a
Mario
bunch of
Kart Tour
different.
did.
we're not talking
Yes.
about Mario Kart Tour. Don't get them started on that. PJ, to answer your question, I don't think they separate the
Hulk.
retros and the nitros with different player counts because then you
Yeah.
can't do random like you can't
Yeah.
do random races, which is like a big thing in versus.
Yeah. Dude, just
but-
like optics wise, it's just really weird, I think, for me to think about at this point, just because I feel that if you fundamentally change the actual size of the track, then it's really not it anymore. Like I don't know how to
Yeah,
describe that. Like
it's no
like,
longer a retro.
it-
like
it's so
it's
weird
more
because
of
it's
a-
almost
I
like
don't
you're
even know.
limiting your track selection, which is like kind of strange.
How
I don't
many
know.
tracks do you think we're getting?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I think
Okay.
maybe 32 maybe because I think it's going to be less than people think because the tracks look so big and so in depth and so like at least from just what we see like there's a diner you can go like behind the diner there's a bunch of different paths it's a massive like 4-lane highway if you count it all like Connor I see your message man I don't know how Kevin Afghani is going to voice like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi in the new Mario Kart game if I'm being honest I have no idea like just what he does but a little bit higher pitch I don't know.
How'd you like my my baby?
That was pretty
Baby
good, actually.
Mario?
They should just get
I
you
think
to do it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
we should hire. They should hire Luigi.
Okay.
Nah.
Enough of
I
that.
think we're done
Enough
with
of that.
Someone
I think-
here. You go. Then we'll
I
open
was
it up
gonna
to
say-
questions.
I was gonna say, I think personally for the tracks, we're gonna get 32, like you said, and then we're definitely gonna get DLC. Like this is gonna definitely be a live service game.
100%.
After what they
100%.
got with the booster course pass, I think being one of their most successful DLCs ever, besides like maybe the Fighters Pass, but I think booster course pass was kind of cooler. Like even some casual Nintendo fans that like I know, I would play on their Switch and they had the booster course pass. Like everybody, I think, if you like Mario Kart, it's a
It's a
lot more
no-brainer.
attractive. It's a no-brainer. And you can just keep doing it and keep getting people hyped. It's something to put into directs. Like
Yeah.
True.
I think they do that.
Yeah.
Really quick,
All right.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Quick. Just this chat message kind of interesting. Josh said, "The huge maps gives crazy opportunities for an amazing Rainbow Road." I didn't even think
It
about
does
Rainbow
actually.
Road.
Yeah. What
That
is
would be
Rainbow Road?
hype.
Rainbow Town, Rainbow Street, Rainbow Highway. It's gonna be huge. Okay, so I'm gonna end the poll that we have in the chat right now. Everyone thinks it's gonna be Mario Kart 9. It won with 68%. And also we are going to end off this podcast by answering all your questions about Mario Kart 9, or whatever it is. So drop your comments in the chat, live chat right now, and we will answer them. I'm gonna start by answering or reading off a couple of comments that I did see. The Average Gamer King says they should add a real campaign. I think that's possible, but he also says they better have a track maker. I'm gonna be honest. I think track maker is like almost deconfirmed now with it being 24 racers. I feel like making a track for 24 people to race on seems way more difficult than 12, which was already difficult enough for them to not do it. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get that. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Someone says a TR3X20 says if they think if they make the tracks too big, it won't be fun. I do agree. I think there's a certain close quarter nature to Mario Kart that makes it super fun, but also with 24 racers, it's they got to expand it a little bit. Reading. Did you see Nabbit? No, I didn't see Nabbit in this one. I don't think he's in the game. At least not yet. Maybe he is eventually. Do you think Mario Kart 9 will be bundled in as a physical copy? Says Adam Brush. No, unfortunately. I wish it was. That would be really cool.
We are past the golden age, my friend. We are past the golden age.
Not happening. But
if they got the confidence to just release a Switch 2, I think there's no chance there's a bundle in game.
Yeah.
At least for the launch.
I would agree. Jaden asks, does gliding and anti-gravity return?
Surely.
Anti-gravity, I'm not 100% on. Gliding, I think definitely does.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Especially with the
that's
Wonder Seed possibility on the table. I'm with you. That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. DXA says Nabbit is on one of the billboards. True. Maybe he's a playable character in the game, but I don't think that confirms that he's a playable character in the game. Like there have been like Hammer Bros billboards in like every Mario Kart, and he's not playable in a home console one that I know of. So, Josh is talking about a Kansas City Chiefs three-peat, and I'm gonna, get banned, buddy. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I would hate that. I think I'm Lions or Texans right now. To win it all, but I don't
I'm
know.
Lions
Anyway,
all the way.
I don't want to be NFL pilled anymore.
Yeah.
They should add a true flight mode. You would be propelled in flight. That would be sick if you could like turn into an airplane and not just glide around. That would be awesome. Static asks, do we think they'll add the Miis? I'm gonna defer this one to you guys because I actually don't know. Will Miis be a playable racer?
I remember this was very debatable just in terms of Switch Sports. Originally, we were like, where are the Miis? Where are the Miis? Dude, they're trying to get away from them. Like, I don't know. They're trying to distance away from them, I feel like.
I think
so
the
I would
Switch...
not be surprised.
Well,
if
here's the
it's just gonna be
problem.
gone.
Miis are going to be... Okay. I just had a brain blast. You know at the end of the trailer how it says like some games won't be compatible or like fully compatible? It's because of the Miis. The games that use the Miis won't be able to use Mii functionality. That's exactly what it is.
Miis is Jover.
It's over for the Miis.
Well, I kind of agreed with... I remember we were in a call earlier what Thomas said about that, the games compatible thing. I thought that was going to be more about like Labo and Ring Fit. I kind of agreed with Thomas, but I mean...
Yeah, but maybe it is
Maybe
Miis.
that
I don't
too.
know.
Maybe that too, yeah. Who knows?
Chris Tendo asks, do you think we will get any side modes like a story mode?
I would love it.
Yeah,
I don't know how they would implement it, but I would love it.
I would love a campaign. We had a podcast episode many years ago with Kart Life, actually, who does Mario Kart Tour content, ironically, or just Mario Kart in general. And he was giving his whole pitch for a Mario Kart campaign, and I mean, it sounded awesome. I would love a Mario Kart campaign. Will we get it? I don't know. At least I would hope we get some sort of mission mode, but it's all up in the air, I guess.
That's what I was going to say. Especially now with the bigger tracks, there's so much more possibility for mission mode. Somebody said that earlier about like possible like boss fights and stuff like that. Mission mode coming back, that'd be sick. And I feel like this is the game for it, considering just obviously off the trailer and what we saw, like everything is so much bigger. Like it's the perfect time for it to come back.
Lots of people in the chat want a mission mode too, which completely fair. I mean, that would be fun.
Goated.
Moment of silence for the Miis,
so
Yoda Master says. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Axolotl is asking, how much do we think this game will cost? And that's actually a good question because it might be 70. If this game is 70, then pretty much every Nintendo Switch 2 game made by Nintendo will be 70. I think that their first like big game sets the precedent, and this will be their first like big game. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Do we think they make every game 70 from now on?
Yep,
Tears of the Kingdom was 70.
I feel like that's the industry standard at this point. I feel like they go that way.
I think here's the thing: if they can get away with it, they're gonna do it, and they're gonna 100%. Be able to get away with it. So
yeah,
I think
it's kind of the same thing with Switch
Tears
Online.
of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I'm kind of now leaning towards $70, which is crazy, but
that's gonna be $89.99 for me, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh boy.
$89.99. That's crazy for a game.
Are they gonna add Funky Kong? I don't know. Busted
Surely.
Wagon. Answer my question. Did someone say Switch 2 is gonna kill the Miis? Connor, Mac just said
that's the theory. That's the theory.
No confirmation though. We have no idea. We want them, but we don't know.
Why would they make the game $70? Because that's the trend of the industry, and Tears of the Kingdom was $70. So like next gen games have typically been around $70. Do we think Amiibo will be basically removed? No, I will actually say I think Amiibo functionality will still be there. It takes pretty much no work for them to do, and they make a lot of money off of it. So I think Amiibos will probably stick around. I don't think they'll be any bigger than they were on Switch. I think it'll be about the same. Like maybe every once in a while they release some, and certain games have the functionality, certain don't. But I definitely do think Amiibos will stay in the rotation for Switch 2. That's my personal thought on it. Do I think Kirby characters could show up in the new Mario Kart, Connor? It's possible, man. It's possible. But
Can I just
I
say
don't know.
something really quick about guest characters? Can we
No.
stop?
Yeah, what?
Can we stop? Can we stop this? Like, it's called Mario Kart. It's not called Nintendo Kart.
Oh,
It's
he's a
called
purist.
Mario Kart. Dude, like I just
But
don't
like, it
like
would be
that
cool.
idea.
No, but here's
But
the
I just
thing.
don't
Here's
like
the
that
thing.
idea. We have
We could
Smash
just
Bros.
we could have. Would you be? Why would you be mad at having Kirby and
I'm not
like
mad.
Fox
I'm not mad.
and Captain Falcon? Like Captain Falcon has 2 tracks in Mario Kart Deluxe. Why isn't he in the game?
Well, the point about Captain Falcon, that is a good point. They put the tracks in the game, which are actually
That
very
is a good
goated.
point.
But yeah, so true. But dude, he has his own racing game. Like, just make one. Literally, just make an F-Zero.
True. I'd be
Like,
down.
I don't know.
I'd be down.
Also, and the like Link in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, okay, cool. It's like why are it
Like
8
they don't have
links?
to
Like,
call it
that's
Nintendo
so
Kart.
weird.
They can keep it Mario Kart. But
It's just confusing to me. Like, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I'm just Mario Kart purist. I'm not gonna like throw a fit about
but
it. But it's like,
who knew what they add?
What?
Like
What would they
Like,
add? You mean like
yeah, who knew? Like who? Yeah, that's what
I
I
don't
meant.
know.
What new characters would they add? The Bubblanians or like
dude,
There's enough
only...
there's enough
I
Mario
think-
Kart characters like
but,
King
but this is
Bob-omb,
what
Sergeant Chuck.
but this is what I'm saying. I think more people would care if characters like Kirby and Pikachu were in. I think those are more interesting to people.
Here's my point about that. I feel like Mario Kart is not super roster driven in that aspect.
It's
Like,
a good point.
a lot of the hype and the sales behind Smash are all of the guest characters. It's like, oh my god, Sonic is in Brawl. Oh my god, Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid is in Brawl.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And like, I'm not playing Mario Kart to hopefully have Link
Steve.
from The Legend of Zelda or Steve or Kirby or something like
Yeah.
that in. Like, we have so many Mario characters to choose from, and there's literally like hundreds that I would want in the game that are like completely viable to be in. I will say though, Captain Falcon is like the only guest character I would want in the game, because it's like, clearly they're not interested in making any F-Zero games. Like, they just something happened there. I don't know what happened, but he has so many great tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and if they're gonna bring them back for this one, like, put him in the game as like a sympathy put in, I guess. I don't know. Especially if the Mii's are gone with the Mii costumes. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I think we answer a couple more questions and then probably call it on the
Sure.
podcast. We could do answer a bit more after on the live if you guys want, but let's do let's answer this one from Chris again. Real question. Do you prefer the look of the characters in Mario Kart Switch 2 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Mario Kart 8.
I don't think I can give an accurate answer yet. Because we need like actual gameplay footage and not like screen within a screen type action. But I think Mario Kart Switch 2 has the potential to be better. As of right now, I would probably say 8 Deluxe, but I think when we get an actual trailer specifically for this game, it'll be Mario Kart Switch 2, Mario Kart 9, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Yoda Master wants Blooper to be a playable character. And I would agree. I think that would be good. And then
TJ
not
Wait,
necessarily.
how would that work?
biased,
How would that work
dude.
with the ink? That would make no sense.
There's multiple bloopers. I've played Mario levels where there's like 2
Okay.
bloopers.
Okay.
I think it's probably fine. You have Yoshi on the bike and then Yoshi on the
But there's multiple different Yoshis.
There's multiple bloopers. It's the
fair.
same thing. It's a species.
Works.
How big do we think the roster will be? This is a good question. How big do we think the roster will be?
Potentially by the end of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC, potentially as big as that.
I think it'll be bigger.
I think
I-
like
I-
64.
Really? More?
I think at launch I'm like being pretty ambitious here. I think at launch it'll probably be 50 characters.
Boy.
Because I know that's insane to say, but like if there's 24 characters in a race, wouldn't you want to
Half of
have
them
like
are going to be in the game.
That's a good point. That's a good
if you have
point,
50
actually.
characters, then it's half are being used every time.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah.
maybe 50. I don't know. Maybe if they do costumes, I'd say maybe less than, because they it's kind of covers their bases there. But yeah, interesting thought process there. But that's the way I'm thinking. Yeah, I think because 24 racers, 50, it's like About half of the characters would be in. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
exciting.
Goomba could be a playable character.
I would love Goomba as a playable character. It'd be
That'd be
so
dope.
funny.
A new
Yeah.
Mario Sluggers would feed generations. As long as they have their Mario sports franchises together, I'm down. If not, please just let Sluggers on the Wii live. Let it be later. I'm scared, man. I'm really scared.
Yeah, they
It's
already
so
ruined your
good.
favorite strikers, your baby Mario strikers. So
Tragic, man.
womp
Ugh.
womp.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, there's a lot more to talk about. So I'm sure we will have more videos coming out about Mario Kart 9, Crossroads
yeah.
10, whatever. And everything Switch 2. But with that out of the way, thank you all for listening and watching, whether this was you were listening on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or if you were watching on YouTube on the Nintendo Tonight channel or live on the SwitchStop channel. We might do more live podcasts in the future. So, we're going to figure out what the best way forward for the podcast is, but make sure to subscribe to the Nintendo Tonight channel. In the live stream, it'll be in the description because, we'd be posting there. We'd be posting podcasts. We try to every week. We took a bit of a break, but now the Switch 2's announced, we're probably back. So we will talk to you all later. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Thank you guys for joining the podcast. And I don't know, anyone else got anything to say, or we end this thing off?
I just want to say thanks for watching. Like, this is
I
the
just want to
most
say,
exciting day.
say we're so back. We're so back.
Yeah, we are so back.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
Most exciting day. You hit the nail on the head. Very,
Yeah.
very exciting day for us as
So
Nintendo
good.
fans and content creators. So
Yes.
thank you all. Thank you all for everything. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Later.
See ya.